Now, as we continue our Back to School series this week, some kids returning to classes next week may be riding on brand new school buses which sound a whole lot quieter and don't have all those diesel fumes coming out of a tailpipe. Now, we're talking about, of course, electric buses here required under a New York State mandate for the eventual entire conversion to zero-emission vehicles. Channel 2's Ron Plants has a closer look tonight.
The Lakeshore School District in early July showed off 20 new electric buses for their school fleet after saying they had a successful pilot program with this type of bus with lower cost for diesel fuel and maintenance and even cold weather performance. So congratulations from the state, which provided some grant money. It was tied to an $8 million federal grant from the former Biden administration, and from National Grid, which provided technical and some, quote, incentive assistance for power for electric charging systems at the bus garage.
We need look no further than where we are right now to see how a school district can transform its transportation operations to provide a clean ride for kids.
While some school districts may be fighting it, maybe wringing their hands over the fact that we got to electrify our bus fleet, Lakeshore jumped into the deep end of the pool and said, we're going to take this, we're going to run with it.
Lakeshore is out front on a state-required mandate of no new diesel bus purchases after 2027, an entire electric bus conversion by 2035. Recently, potentially up to 4-year waivers were offered for school districts which say they can't make those deadlines. It will be costly, from the higher cost of electricity to power grid and charging stations in bus garages, and then cost comparison. A current diesel bus running about $180,000, but a new electric bus at $400,000 or more, according to Grand Island Superintendent and Erie Niagara Superintendents Association President Brian Graham, who says he may also seek money from that limited state grant funding pot of $500 million and maybe $5 billion from the feds against a potential projected total state bus fleet replacement cost of $15 billion.
As the technology gets better and the manufacturing of these buses gets more efficient, perhaps the costs will come down, but we haven't seen it yet. And, I am really very concerned, right, that clean air is super important, but we can't just ask our taxpayers to write blank checks for this mandate. Maybe this law can be amended so that it's more of a pilot aspect as opposed to everybody's got to do it immediately.
Okay, the state's Energy Research and Development Authority says over 400 school districts now working with them to get electric buses, and that the state is adding another $100 million to that existing $500 million funding pot for this. Still, though, far below those total projected costs, maybe in the billions for an entire conversion to electric school buses. On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.
Ron, thank you.